So we are doing this video car chat style because we just checked out of our hotel and we're in the lobby right now, but they're playing music and I wanted to shoot this video today, so we're doing it in the car. Lately, I've been asking myself, what if this was the best day of my life? And that single question has made me consider a lot of moments where maybe I was making a decision that ultimately wouldn't be good for me in the long run. It's made me treat each day as kind of like a little treasure hunt to find good things that are going to make this the best day of my life. For example, the other day I was at UPS and I was having to return a package. And when I got to UPS, the line was out the door and I stood in line for about 5 minutes before I realized that this line was not moving very quickly. So I asked myself, I was like, what would I do if this was the best day of my life? And I was like, you know what? This package doesn't have to be returned today. And I know that nothing productive is going to happen by standing in this line except for getting to return the package. And again, that doesn't have to be done today. So I'm just not going to do it today. I'm not going to stand in this line. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to run my other errands and get to it when it needs to get done. Another applicable example of me asking myself this question is when I'm thinking like very anxiety inducing thoughts, especially like worrying about like my friends or my family or like my relationship. I again ask myself, what if this was the best day of my life? Would I be worrying about this thing? And 10 times out of 10, the answer is no. The thing is so small, or it's something that I'm literally making up in my mind that I'm causing myself to have anxiety over, and it doesn't matter. And if it was the best day of my life, I would not be worrying about something so small or something not even real. Okay, so I have a question for you. What hand do you brush your teeth with? Or what sock do you put on first? I bet it's the same hand in the same sock every single time, and you've never realized it. I forget which book it was. It was either The Mastery of Self by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. or it was The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, because I was reading both at the same time and I can't remember which book it was from. But it was essentially asking me that question and I was like, wow. You know what? That's so crazy. Like all of these little things that I have never paid attention to. So I started paying very close attention to these little details in my life that before went very unnoticed. Like, what did I reach for first thing in the morning? How many times would I go through the workday without eating lunch? What conversations was I having with my friends? So now by being more aware, I'm able to be more intentional about what I do and what I don't do, which I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer, but it was surprising to me at least how many things I did unintentionally. So this is something that I am practicing and I'm definitely not perfect at, but I can positively say that for the most part, I either do or do not do something for a reason. The third thing that I've started doing is taking extreme ownership for everything in my life. And I actually just made a video covering this topic. So I'll tag it here, whichever side it goes on. But essentially the idea of taking extreme ownership is that I take ownership of every single thing in my life, from the big things like where I'm currently at in my life to the small things like if my house runs out of toilet paper. Now, I don't know quite the science behind this, but I can tell you that my life is a lot more happier because I don't blame other people for decisions or things that happen to me. Even if it would be so easy to blame someone else for something that's happened, I'm like, you know what? I ultimately had some part to play in this and I'm taking ownership of this. So if you're interested in learning more about this topic, I just posted the video on it. I'll put it in the description and it was tagged in some part of this video. So I don't know about you, but when I'm in love, and this might make me sound like a very creepy person, but when I'm in love, I notice a lot about the person that I'm in love with, whether it be like the shape of their nose on their profile or the way their like smile lines crease when they're laughing, or even like the softness of their skin. You know, I'm not thinking, oh, their lips should be bigger, or I wish that their hair was more full, or their legs need to be skinnier. I love them exactly as they are. So the fourth habit that I've begun practicing is loving myself. Something that I do is when I'm in the shower, I will show gratitude to every single part of my body. I'll thank my toes for keeping me balanced, especially that big toe. You'd be surprised how imbalanced you'd be if you didn't have a big toe. I thank my feet for taking me so many places. I thank my ankles for being flexible and bending the way that they're supposed to. I thank my shins for being so strong and taking as many beings as they do, like a champ. You get the point. I go from my toes to the very top of my head and thank my little hair strands for doing their part and being, you know, contributable parts of my body. Doing this has given me so much more of a greater appreciation for my body. It kind of goes back to being intentional about the little things so that you're more intentional about the big things. I mean, when's the last time you thanked your toes for keeping you balanced, right? I mean, I never did that before. Companies make millions of dollars and spend millions of dollars trying to convince you that something is wrong with every part of your body, that your forehead doesn't have wrinkles in it, that your stomach should be flatter, or that your butt needs to be more round. And I am so aware of this. And by showing gratitude to my body, I'm able to be more aware of how I should take care of my body the way my body needs, rather than the way someone else tells me I should be taking care of my body. Although there are some marketing trends that actually have some good ideas, like dry brushing. I never really dry brushed until about a year ago. And the fifth thing is creating rituals for myself. My boyfriend and I usually wake up around the same time, and this morning ritual was actually kind of an accident. But something that we do is every single morning we play the same song. It's a hilarious song, but we sing, we like put on little performances for each other and we'll belt it out. And it just is such a great way to start the day. And it sets a really positive tone for the day. So some other ideas for a little morning ritual to kind of put a little pep in your step for the day is maybe you have really cute fluffy slippers that you put on as soon as you get out of bed, or maybe you put your jewelry on, like maybe putting your rings and your earrings and your necklaces on is like a morning ritual for you. Or maybe you say a daily affirmation in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. I don't know, those are some ideas. And at night, around 7 p.m., I've Pavloved myself. At 7 p.m., I start craving peppermint tea. And it's something that I've started doing to make it a little bit more special and yummier, in my opinion, is I've added vanilla creamer. So I'll do a little splash of vanilla creamer and some peppermint tea at 7 p.m. And that is my signal that it is time to start winding down. Once I drink that tea, there is no getting me out of the house. And then right after I climb into the covers and right before I pick up my book, I will spray. I have a lavender and chamomile spray. I think I got it at Marshall's, but I keep it on my nightstand. And right before I start reading and getting all snuggled up ready for bed, I'll spray my pillows, and I also spray my duvet so that when I pull the covers up, it's like right under my nose. And that's my signal, like my brain knows, like when I smell that, it's time to start wanting to go to sleep. Doing these little rituals bring me so much happiness, and it gives me something to look forward to when I first wake up and after a really long day. And those are the 5 things I do that have brought me a lot more happiness. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would love it if you would share something that maybe you do that makes your day a little bit brighter. I'm thinking that maybe we can all get a little bit of inspiration from each other. I will see you in the next video. Bye.